Hello everyone, this is Greg from Mystery Honey. Today is, well, I'll show you what it looks like right now. Hang on. It is peeing it down. So as it's dreadful weather today, I'm not going to try and open up all the hives. So hopefully it's going to be a bit of an easy one, he says, and hopefully a bit quicker than usual. I do have my Formic Pro, which is in the back somewhere. I'm pretty sure I've got it anyway. So I'm going to be trying to do some Formic Pro at my queen mating apiary. And I may try and do some at the quarantine apiary. I'm not quite sure whether I'll get to that or not, because it's quite out in the open. The queen mating apiary is quite covered by trees, so if it's raining it doesn't really make too much of a difference, but the quarantine apiary is right in the open. It gets hit by wind, rain, everything, so I don't particularly want to be opening them up if I can help it. And as for my other apiaries, they're a mixed bag, so we'll see what it's like, see what the weather's like as I'm going through it. I can see that the rain is starting to come down a bit heavier now while I'm saying this, so I may have to give it another 5-10 minutes. So as I said, it is showers, so they will stop ever so often, I hope. We'll see. But yeah, so it's a nice easy day, nice and quick, don't have to worry about it too much. Bees aren't going to swarm. You've got into autumn time now. With the weather being cold and miserable and just horrible, the bees don't particularly want to go swarming. They want to collect as much honey as possible, and they want to produce as many winter bees as possible too. So they're in that frame of mind. It's down to you to get into that frame of mind as well. They're not swarming. You can reduce the space. You want to make it nice and tight for them. You want the cluster to be filling as much of the space inside the box as possible, and you want them to have as much space to produce winter bees. What you don't want to do is to fill them up with food. If you start feeding now, they can fill up all the comb, and then they'll have a tiny space for the queen to lay up winter bees. You want them to have lots of space to lay up those bees. So if you are going to feed them, say they are light, the best way to do it is to do 1-to-1 solution, which mimics nectar. I think nectar is a lot lighter than 1-to-1 solution, but for us it's easy enough. So you want to feed them 1-to-1 solution, nice and easy. 500 grams of sugar, 500 milliliters of water. Mix it together until there's no sugar about. Boom, 1-to-1 solution, super easy. And what you want to do is you want to be feeding 1 litre per week if you need to feed them. That'll give them enough food that they will be filling up the stomach, so they've got energy. And the queen will have that sort of nectar flow, fake nectar flow, to think, okay, I need to start laying. So she'll start laying a lot more as well. So it means it'll get a lot of good winter bees. Varroa treatments are definitely necessary at this time of year, because you don't want the diseases that varroa can bring into a hive or can make apparent in a hive. Sometimes diseases are in a hive already, but the weakened bees that are caused from varroa are unable to deal with the viruses that are there. Usually a virus will crop up and the bees will get rid of that larvae if they see it, or if something's looking a bit dodgy, they take that bee away and get rid of the disease. It's a great way of protecting the hive. But if there's a lot of varroa inside a hive, it can weaken them to an extent where they can't get rid of that disease, and it just spreads and it starts propagating. So varroa treatments are definitely necessary at this time of year. I'm going to be using the Formic Pro because it only takes 2 weeks. I've used Apigard in the past. Apigard is brilliant. Really like Apigard. It's just a very long process. I think it takes 4 weeks in total off the top of my head. Apivar is good. It's a very effective treatment. Problem with that is that you can't use the wax or the frames that have touched the apivar strips or have been in the hives during the apivar treatment. So for that reason, I've got some comb that I just cannot use because I used apivar for 1 year, and it's still causing trouble for me because the bees love to fill it full of honey for some reason. Don't know why. So you can't use those frames anymore once you've used apivar. So that's why I stay clear from it now. That's why I'm using Formic Pro, and that's why I use Apigard, because as long as the honey that is present during the treatment has been eaten, stuff like that, before more honey is added and you spin it, the treatment won't affect your honey and you can spin out that comb. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Right, so I'm gonna. Oh god, I should look at the weather now. So it's got a bit wetter. That's a bit annoying, but I'm still gonna get my bee suit on, and I'm gonna go and have a look, see what the mating apiary is like. Because if it's hammering it down in there as well, then I'm gonna have to call it quits. If it's okay in there, then at least I can look for some queens. Right, I'm gonna go get my bee suit on. Let's get cracking. So it's pinning it down quite heavily, and I don't know if you can see where you are, but I've had to put a piece of cardboard. So I've managed to balance a piece of cardboard. Well, I say balanced. I've duct taped a piece of cardboard to my camera holder, so that's fun. Right, just get some Formic Pro. So this colony here has a tick on it. So it's got a queen in there, and it was hefting quite heavy last time. Oh, that is really heavy. So this colony won't need feeding at all this year. I think that's going to be set for the whole of winter, and we'll come out of spring pretty full. Bees only tend to need a full super to survive through winter, and this probably has a full brood box, so that's pretty good going. Also, all the bees are going to be in because it's an absolute miserable day, so that's going to be fun. So I'm going to put this Formic Pro on today. It's a 2-week job, and then they're done for the rest of the year, so I can just tie them up and then forget about them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through this. Always make sure you read the instructions. It's always best to read the instructions because then you don't look like a pellet. I keep saying 2 weeks. It's a single week. I'm sorry about that. I keep lying. So it's for 7 days, so that's it. But it's advised to do it for an extra week just to make sure. Okay. So as this is a double brood box, I'm going to go for that method. So I'm going to lift that top brood box off, put the strips on, and then put that brood box back on. I'm not going to do any other checks on this hive. I've already seen that they've got a queen. More you mess with a hive at this time of year, more likely you're going to cause harm. So I'm just going to be as quick as I can. So I'm going to take the roof off. Oh, as you can see, they're quite clustered. And then I'm going to break the seal between the boxes. There we go. I'm not going to try and smoke them yet. I'm going to smoke the bottom box to sort of get rid of them a bit, so I can put the thing on. And that is what you want for winter. You want it to be absolutely jam-packed with bees. Now, these bees are a bit nasty at the moment, just because they tend to get a bit grumpy in winter. So I'm just going to smoke them down a bit. I'm going to lay the Formic Pro on. I'm going to leave them to it. So there we go. 2 things up there, 2 sachets. Well, 1 sachet, but 2 pads. Tear it in the middle. Place one here, like that. And we're going to place the other one here. So hopefully the bees will move out of the way. Move. Like that. There you are. And then the brood box goes back on. I'm not messing around. I'm not faffing. I don't want the queen to get hurt. I do want to get rid of those varroa though. So put that on. Put the lid back on, and that's it. That's all I'm doing with this one. That's easy, isn't it? I've got Formic Pro on there, so it's a good varroa treatment. The roof is a bit wet at the moment, so I'm just going to get a piece of tissue. So I've got a bit of tissue. Just going to dry a spot best I can, and just write what the treatment is and when it comes off. That's pretty dry. Green. Make sure it's working. F Pro off. Today's the 15th, I think. Yeah, today's the 15th. So 7 on to 15. That's 22. 22nd, 9th, 24. So. I've written down when the Formic Pro is to come off. It's in 2 weeks. Sorted. That's this one done. After that, I'll be able to tie this up, and it's done for winter, which is brilliant. Bro. Right, next one. So I didn't start with this one because the rain was starting to get heavier and I wanted to get at least one Formic Pro treatment in. Now, I can't remember where I'm up to with this one. It has a cross on it, so that tends to mean there's something wrong with the queen. Now, there are bees still in there, so that's good. So, just while the rain has died down a bit, I'm going to move this so I don't get smoked to death. I'm just going to have a quick check, see if I can find the queen or some eggs. Can't remember if I'd actually seen a mated queen at that point last time I checked. So there's only 5 frames to go through, so I'm just going to wiggle through, see what happens. Ooh. So, fortunately, I have remembered my torch today. That's good. So the problem here is that because it's cold and rainy, the bees are all clustered. So I'm going to have to budge them out the way by blowing. So they've got eggs, lots of eggs on this. So this is definitely a queen right hive. I'm unsure on how to do Formic Pro on nukes. My first guess would be to use half the dose, but I'm not sure. So because I'm not sure, I'm not going to do anything this time. But this is full of eggs. That's all I need to do right now. Brush them back in. I want to heft it, see how heavy it is. So that's 3, that's 2, that's 1's quite hard to do. So they are hefting light, but as long as I can see some honey in here, then they should be fine. If not, then I'll put a feeder on and give them a bit of food. They are getting a bit uppity though, because it is cold and they're wanting to cluster, and you've got an idiot like me trying to have a nosy at what they've got inside, so smoke in the eye. So that's some lovely brood there, some worker brood as well. Perfect, that's what we want. They have got a bit of honey around the sides, so you can see a bit of honey around the sides here. So they have got some food, so that's okay. I'll be feeding them properly in the next month or so. Oh, and there's the queen, and she's marked, so I did know that there was a queen in here. Okay. See if I can find her so I can show you. I should run back on to the other side. She's disappeared, as queens like to do. Oh, there she is. So you can see it. She's right there in the clearing. Green dot on the back. Watch out, you guys. There she is. Right. Let's get her back in before anything bad happens to her. So I must have found her last time. She's marked. She's laying up fine. So let's put these frames back. She's got food, so that's good. Okay, so I'm not going to do any treatments on this one yet, just because, as I said, I don't know how to do it to a nuke yet. I'm going to have to do some research on that. My main aim is to get the hives treated first. I can do the nukes afterwards. So I'm going to dry a bit on this. I'm going to get rid of that X, because that X was confusing. Get rid of that X, and I'm going to do a tick, which means queen right. Tick. And then I'll come back and do Formic Pro treatments at some other point. Next. Right, so there was a queen in this one. I know that because it's got a tick. So that means that this one can have some Formic Pro treatments. Now, I don't know if you remember last week, I shifted some frames around just to give the queen some more laying space, because she was kind of trapped to one side. So I moved some of the food frames in the bottom box across. I don't think I actually saw the queen either, so if I see the queen today, I will mark her. The rain seems to have stopped now, so that's good. So, yes, this is absolutely full of honey still. These guys are happy with honey. Oh, come on. Tied it down. Oh, that's heavy. Very heavy. Oh. Okay, so these are not the nicest of bees. This is the stingy hive. The angry queen disappeared. Don't know what happened to her. She might have swarmed, or she might have just been killed off by the other bees. I'm not sure, but either way, the bees were not particularly nice. And the rain started up just because I've opened up this hive. Oh. Face full of smoke then. Right, I've moved you so you can get a better view. Because for some reason, zooming in with my camera is a lot better than zooming in after the fact. It's really fuzzy, so I'm going to focus on using the camera to zoom a little bit more if I can. Right. Click. Click. So as you can see, the bees are flying out at me because they're not happy. This looks like a frame of food. That's good. So these guys are going to be sorted for food once it gets to that stage. Let's break this up. Yep, more food. That's fine. No eggs that I can see yet, but I wasn't expecting the queen to be down here right now. Just take your time. There's no rush. Right, so we do have some brood here, and it's not great brood. We've got patchy worker brood and some drone in the middle. Oh, the rain's coming down again. And I hope that's not what I think it is. Oh, I think it is. I may have just found a dead varroa. No. It's fine. It's just a piece of capping. It's fine. Whew. That looked dodgy. Right, so can't see the queen, but we have got some brood. Get my torch out. It's not many eggs. I want to keep going. I don't think this queen's particularly good. If that's the case, what I might have to do is combine this colony with another colony. Just because I don't want to send through a colony that is subpar through winter, because they'll only die anyway, and that can lead to more complications later on. So this frame is just not being used at all. This is one of the frames that I put across. I know because I put a dot on the end right there. So the queen should have started moving across onto here. So I should be seeing some eggs. But I am not. Not seeing anything on these frames. No eggs on this frame either. So the queen should have come onto these frames and started laying them up like a trooper, but she hasn't, and I'm a bit concerned that for that reason. So keep looking. I'm worried that the queen sort of trapped herself somewhere. Just being very careful lifting it up. So there is brood. There's a fair amount of worker brood there. It's just it's so patchy. It's really naff. So this is what I mean by patchy brood anyway. I'm just checking for the queen, I'll shake it off. Don't see her. Okay. Let's check on this side. Okay. So bees are going to be hard to get off because it's cold, but so this is what it looks like. Yeah, so this is a terrible brood pattern. You can see that there's a small cluster. It should be looking like that in the centre and working its way out, but instead it's along the edge there, and then you've got like higgledy-piggledy worker brood, and you've got drone brood in between. It's a terrible pattern. That is not a good queen at all. The other side's worse. So yeah, this is not good. So what I might have to do is, well, it's not a matter of might. If I find her, I'm probably going to have to see her off. And hopefully there's another colony nearby that I can combine her with. Strong nuke over there actually that I can bring over and combine with these guys. I need to find the queen first, which is not easy because I haven't found her yet, I don't think. Okay, so I can't see the queen there. I'll keep going. If I don't find her, I don't find her. I don't want to leave these guys open too much, but that's something that someone asked. So, when is it too cold to open up bees? So you can open up bees whenever you want. As long as they're strong. Like this is a pretty strong colony. As you can see, the bees are filling all the frames, and that other one is especially strong. You could probably just leave the lid off and they'd be fine. But generally, you can open up whenever you want, what temperature you want as well. It's not temperature that kills off a colony; it's humidity. So in the depths of winter, it can be like -20 or whatever, and the bees will be nice and toasty inside the hive, perfectly fine. But if it starts getting really humid and the bees can't get rid of that humidity inside the colony, chances are that the colony will perish. If I can't see her, I'm going to close it up and just try again next week instead. You can combine bees whenever, really. It doesn't make too much of a difference when it is, so I don't want to waste too much time here. And I've got another 30 colonies to do, I think. Oh, lost track. Right, can't find the queen. Never mind. I'm going to do a varroa treatment anyway. Oh, I don't think she's particularly good, but that doesn't matter. I can sort her out after she's had a varroa treatment done. Watch out, watch out. There's definitely laying queen in there because I saw loads of eggs, so what's that? Right, go get another Formic Pro. Try not to inhale the Formic Pro because it is formic acid and it's not particularly nice stuff. So these were the bees that I Formic Pro'd halfway through the year, to be honest. So I should have a low varroa count as it is. There's probably some bees in there going, oh, not again. So yeah, there you are. They're getting Formic Pro'd anyway. Sorted. Alright, next one. So here we have some nukes again. I did feed these 3 or 4 here, so I'll have a look, see how much food is actually still left in the feeders, but most of all I want to check for a queen, so I'm going to do that now. So this one on the end is also expecting to have a mated queen. So let's have a look. It feels like they were up the roof, and no, they weren't. Okay, that's cool. Cool. Where's my smoker? There it is. So this colony is feeling quite heavy for a nuke. So that's a 2 lift. I'll show you how to heft at some point soon. Starting the bottom, work your way up. Oh, okay. So these colonies are usually quite nice. So for them to hop at me, it's just because of the weather. I don't know if you saw then, I used very little smoke then. I don't really want the smoke to penetrate down because I don't want to, if there is a queen, I don't want to scare it off. Oh, come on. Okay, so second to middle one. So no eggs yet. The weather has been absolutely atrocious, so the chance of the queen getting out and mating is still not great. Problem is that the queens have a time limit as to how long it takes before they have to start laying. It's usually about 3 weeks, so yeah. Not particularly looking for the queen right now. If I see her, I'll mark her, but what we want to see is eggs. And we are seeing eggs. We've got some eggs. That's brilliant. So we've got eggs in here, so that means that there's definitely a laying queen. Now, whether she's well mated or not is a different matter. Now, we've got a single egg per cell. That's good. If I see her, I'm going to mark her. That's great. So I've seen that. Problem is that until they start capping the cells, you won't know if the queen's been mated properly or not, generally. Just tickle you in. Let's keep having a look. I'm going to have a look in the middle one, because bees usually start in the centre and then work their way out. And they get back. Usually. Some bees don't, some queens don't like to listen to the books, so. Seeing if I can see her. If I can't see her, I'll just blow a hole in the middle and then we can budge out of the way and I can see if there's any capped brood. So there's loads of larvae. So she's been mated for at least a few days. It takes 3 days for an egg to hatch. And then these are very small, so she's probably been mated, finished being mated at the end of last week, probably Wednesday or something, by the looks of it. Let's find older ones. But that's fine. That's great. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see that she was laying. So I'm going to close her up now. There's no need to worry about her. If I see her, I'll mark her, but as long as there's eggs, that means that there's a mated queen in there. Well, a laying queen, not a mated queen. There is the difference. So, right, I'm going to put this box back on top and close them up. Nice and quick. Don't want to spend too much time faffing, especially when the weather's dodgy like this. So now that she's been mated, which is good, these other ones that were put in at the same time, these queens, should also have been mated. So let's have a look, see if they've eaten all the food that I put in. And yeah, they have. So you can see the line where the honey water was built up to. And it was very nearly pouring over the top inside this feeder here. But the bees have drunk it all the way down. It's virtually dry. The only markings that you can see there are the bits of wax that are left over that were floating when the liquid went down. So let's have a look and see what's going on inside here. So that's really cool. That's really good. I'm glad that they've done that. Ooh, let's have a look, see if we can find the queen. So in here is probably going to be a lot more food than there was before. I'm going to try and heft it. So it's still hefting really light. So I'll have to show you how to heft at some point soon. They've started drawing out the comb there, as you can see. Oh, the rain's starting again. Let's get some bees off there. Put that there. Okay, so what we're wanting to see is we're wanting to see eggs. And hopefully the queen, so I can mark her. No eggs yet. This is not a particularly strong colony, so at this time of year you want a colony to be absolutely filling this box, but unfortunately it's not at the moment, so it's not a particularly strong nuke yet, but the queen's got an extra month of laying, so hopefully she can do her job. Yeah, so there's loads of larvae, loads of eggs. That's good. Just checking for the queen. If I can see her, then I'll mark her. If not, then I'll show you the eggs. So I'm just going to shake these off. The reason I shake them off is because if the queen is there, I don't want her to be lost already. She's only just got back. I don't want to lose her. Right, okay, so can you see those little C shapes in the bottom of the cell there? Those are little larvae. And then if we move it across, have a look at the other side, hopefully you'll be able to see some eggs. Yep, so can you see those little, looks like a little white grain of rice right there in the center of the cells? Those are bee eggs. Yeah, so this queen's come back and she's doing great. Yeah, I'd quite like to find her, but if not, then not too worried. Ugh, she's laying anyway, and the larvae look healthy. Oh, and I've just found a load of cappings. So these cappings look really good. So those are worker cappings. So those are flat, and they are looking really healthy. They've got a digestive biscuit colour to them, and that's what you want. You want that sort of tan colour there. That looks great. The other larvae surrounding it are looking really good as well. Nice and plump, segmented and C-shaped. I'm just going to have another look, see if I can see the queen, and if not, I'll shake the bees off this one and bring it close to you so you can look. So as you can see, it's a lovely colour. The dry, the convex rather than concave, so they stick out slightly. It's an okay pattern for, especially for a brand new queen. As you can see, you can compare the difference between that and the one before. And if you look at the larvae around the outside here, as you can see, they are pearly white, they're segmented and C-shaped. What you don't want to see is any that look like they're twisted or discoloured. And these are looking really good. Now, with that hole there, so there's a hole there in the cell. That tells me that either they have only just started capping these cells, or there is a problem with varroa. Now, I think it's to do with the that they're just capping them now, because there's one there right on the outside, but nothing on the inside there. So yeah, I think it's more to do with the fact that they're just capping them. Oh, right, we'll go through this very quick so you can find the queen. She's doing great, so I don't want to disturb her too much. I was sure I saw it then. Little frame of cappings. So it takes around a week for eggs to turn into cappings, sometimes a bit longer, 7 to 10 days usually. So that means that this queen came back earlier than the one next door and started laying up like a trooper. So she's doing great. This one, hope she makes it through winter, so I can use her in a production colony. And that's just full of food. So there's all that honey water that I gave them. They're turning it back into honey, so they're just putting it back in the cells and they're just wafting it until it dries up. There you are. That's pretty cool. Right, on to the others. I'll try and be a bit quicker. Couldn't find the queen, but I'm not worried. She's in there. She's laying like a trooper. And all of the cells look really good. So, right then. Let's brush you guys back out. That. Yeah. And then put the lid back on. Bro, let's go to the next ones. Right. So, whoop. Well, that's one way of getting rid of the lid. So this one's the same, they've completely emptied the feeder, so that's good. Glad they've done that. Just want to see that they've got a mated queen. So this is also a very weak colony because they're not filling the nuke box at all. About halfway. So if they are mated well, what I can do is I can swap out one of these empty frames for a frame of brood from one of the other stronger colonies. That means that they can help the weaker colony, this, grow stronger. So just have a look. So this is full of pollen and wiggly bees and some food as well, so that's okay. So that's where all the food went. Out of the way. So they're flying into my hand. They're not stinging me yet, but they are flying into my hand. It's a bit annoying. So this is lovely worker brood as well. Check for the queen, and I'll show you. Right. It's definitely not a queen day today. Oh, so you can kind of see in the middle a blow. So there you are. So that's a lovely set of brood. It's a lovely colour. Pattern's good as well, especially for a new queen. I'm happy with that. Can you stop trying to sting me in the nose, please? So I'm happy with that. These guys are hefting, still quite light, but they have got food in there. That'll last them a week at least. Hopefully this rain will bugger off by then. Oh, there's the queen. So I found the queen. She's a lovely colour. Right, so see if I can mark her. Just keep your eye on her. So she's right there. Whoop. Go on, come here. There we go. I've captured another bee in there as well. That's annoying, but get rid of that. Right, go on, other bee, go away. So I've captured the queen. Yeah, let's show you. Whoop. Alright, there she is. Lovely colouring, nice and tan with a little black dot. So that generally means that it's possibly a buckfast. Now, the colony that I got this from, or rather the queen that is my breeder queen, is part buckfast. Now, there are some little dark stripes on here, so she's not pure buckfast, obviously. But yeah, so that explains why the colourings are what they are. Come on, turn around. There we go. Right, immobilised her. Going to do a little dip, 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 dip. Okay, and then going to let her walk around like a loon. Yeah. So that queen is now done. She's happy. Well, she's well mated. She's in a good colony. I reckon she'll fill this box in the next few weeks. She's already doing a pretty good job, to be fair. Right. So I've left her there just to dry a bit before I put her back in. Now, wasps at the moment are a bloody nightmare, so just keep your eye open for wasps trying to get into colonies. Once they're in, they can cause all sorts of havoc. There you go, there she is. And there she goes. Right, plonk this back on. Next one. Whoop. Yep, no food left in this feeder either. It's good. Means that they're definitely hungry. This one's feeling a bit heavier actually, so they've actually stored the food rather than eating it. So that's cool. Right, so what we're wanting to see is some eggs. Or some worker brood, that'd be good. So I'm just going to slowly lift it up. Hopefully the bees aren't going to sting me. So that is full of food. Wow, that's absolutely jam-packed full of food. So that is good in a way. What I can do is, if this has too many frames that are full, I can take a frame out of that and swap it with one in there. And that means that you're giving this one food and you're giving the other one space for the queen. So let's have a look. Any eggs? I think I can see an egg. Don't know why I keep putting my torch away. I keep using it. Go away. No eggs yet. Right. So I found the queen. She's walking about right here, beneath some bees there. She's right on the edge. The queen's definitely here. I don't know if she's mated yet or not. So I'll capture her. She looks quite small actually, so she might still be a virgin queen. Right, got her. Okay, so that queen's caught. I think I can see eggs. Not too sure. I'll put her in a cage first and then let's see. So all of these queens were put in the colonies at the same time. So they are all the exact same age. So this one should be laying up like a trooper, like the other ones are. So I'm going to mark her anyway. Even if she's a virgin queen, you can still mark them. Some people don't like to do that. They're worried that it's a bit more of a target on the back when they're out flying, trying to get mated. Like, she's got some stunning wing muscles, so you can tell how strong a queen's wing muscles are by the ridge on her back. Yeah. So if you look there, you can see like a little ridge under the mark there. There's like a line. The more prominent that line is, the stronger that a queen's wings are. So she's a decent flyer. I just maybe wonder if she's not had a chance to go out in the horrible weather that we've had. I know. Anyway, I'll shake these bees off and we'll have a look. Now I know that where the queen is, I don't have to be so careful. Oh, we do have some eggs. So it's literally like 1 or 2 eggs. She must have just got back. I'll check the others. But all of these frames seem to be very full of food, so I'm not happy with that. I'll give them a week and then see what it looks like. If they're still taking up too much space, then I'll swap it out. So sometimes you get queen cells like this. So this is what I call an acorn queen cup. The bees, for some reason, make these in winter as like right. We'll make it now and it'll come in sort of thing. But they look like a little acorn. But inside is just loads of wax. Just get rid of it. They'll draw out these cells again, and then they'll start filling it. But yeah, it's just it's annoying. You do get them more around this time of year, though. So, right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out a frame that's absolutely full of food, because all these other ones are full of food. So this one seems to be the most full of food. I'm going to swap it out. that's absolutely jam-packed with food. The hefting too heavy for this time of year for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this to the side here. Whoop, like that. Put this to the side as well. And I'm going to swap it out, this food frame out, with one from in here. That is just empty comb. Just so the queen's got somewhere to lay, that's all. So the queen goes in. And I'll get a frame now. It's only because this colony is struggling for food and they've got loads of comb that's just left. So I'm just going to put this in. Queen's got somewhere to lay now, and this colony now has a lovely frame of food, so that's not going to have to worry about food for a while. Oh, right. Just push it in. There we go. Right, and put it all back. Sweet. So that's fixing 2 hives in one go. Got more room to lay, and this one's got some food. Sweet. Let's be quick. I don't need to worry about this one at all. This one is hefty heavy. Oh, there's the laying queen in there. It's got a big tick on it. I'm not worrying about it. I will treat it with Formic Pro when I've done some research on how to treat nukes, but until then that can just be left as it is. Don't need to worry about that at all. This, on the other hand, had a queen in it. These guys have eaten all of their food as well. So look. Yeah, so this one was a little bit stronger. Oops. But this one's filling the whole nuke box now, so that's good. That means it's a lot stronger than the other ones over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly just do a little puff, because these guys aren't too happy to see me, which is understandable. You'd be annoyed if I took the roof off your house when it's a rainy day. Little puffs, don't go all the way down. It's just to calm them down and get them down onto the frames. Right. So I'm hoping that there's a queen in here. Mated queen, and I'm hoping that there's lovely caps brood. So nothing on that frame. Nothing there. Just lean it against that there for now. Ooh, sorry. Oh, away you go. So I've got some lovely cappings I can see. So that's good. I'm going to be very careful because I can possibly lose the queen over the edge. So push this close by just while I'm looking. So yeah, I've got some lovely cappings there and a good little laying pattern. It's perfect. She's been here for about a week, I'd say, laying. So just looking for her, see if I can see her. If I can see her, I'll mark her. If not, then I won't, obviously. The larvae look lovely and pearly, C-shaped, segmented, perfect. Yeah, this queen's a good one so far. Well, I think she's a good one anyway. But oh, that is an amazing frame of brood. She's been doing this for, must have been a week and a bit now. She's been here laying. To have so much cat brood. She's doing great. Wowee. That is a good laying pattern. That's the laying pattern that you want to see. Like that. Okay. So the good news is that if I do find the queen in the old stingy hive, I can see her off, and I've got a bunch of good nukes with good queens now that I can use to replace her. She's laid up as well, both sides. Wow. And she's doing great, this queen. Oh no, she is. She's right there. She's a beast, that one. She's really fat. Right there. There you can see with the thumb there. So she's stripy. So that's the other type of queen that I get from breeder queen. So I don't tend to get really dark black queens from my breeder queen. This one's huge though. Lovely and fat. Wow. So if I can get, yeah, let's have a look. So if I can turn around, she's too busy trying to catch up. So tan with a black dot on the bottom. If you look at the back, she lets me. Oh, there we are. Nice and striped. Look at that. Beautiful. Lovely tiger stripes. But if you look at the size of her, she's huge. Huge, huge queen. Right. See if I can mark her. So this is an amazing queen, this one. I'm really happy with her. So this is an absolute monster of a queen. I'm really happy with her. Plonk you back there. Let your paint dry. Loads of eggs. Yeah, this queen's awesome. Right, let's put this back. If I can. Bees are starting to get a bit uppity again, so get back. Just be gentle about it. Not to be super gentle because the queen is out, but it's always good to just be careful of your bees. Oh, right. So, you, my dear, can go back into your colony. So there she is, absolutely massive queen. Whoop. Come on, get off. There you go, she's gone in there. Right, put this back on. Gentle. Right, so this is the disappointment of the year. This is one of the last mated queens I've got. Can you see? Yeah, so this is one of the last mated queens I've got. She's hefty and fine for this time of year. I don't particularly want to go in. I know she's in there. I know she's laying. They are hefty and quite heavy. I'll have a quick nosy, see what they're doing, but I'm not staying in there for long. Yeah, so they're filling the nuke up. She's in a good stage. Don't need to do anything more than that. Until I can do some varroa treatments, I'm not bothering with her right now. Right. Whoop, falling over. For the most part, this grouping of nukes are all queens that were going out to get mated. So I'm going to have a quick check of them, see what I can do. Okay. Whoa. Right. Really slippy at this time of year. So this colony is extremely small. It's on 2 frames. And that means it's on 3 seams. So 1, 2, 3. So this colony, as it is right now, if unaided, will not make it through winter. I'm going to check for a queen. If there's no queen, what I might do is just shake it out. Just because the resources needed to bring this up to a stage where it'll survive winter will be so great that it'll either deplete other colonies of what they need, or it'll cost too much. And what I can do is use these bees to help another colony, which to me makes more sense. So, right. Let's look. Now, if there is a queen, then what I can do is I can start feeding them, give them the food that they need, and I can steal a frame or 2 of brood from another colony. That is very strong. Got one trapped in the cleat of me. Go on. Right, let's have a look. So we've got some larvae, got some eggs. So there's definitely a queen in here. Multiple eggs in a single cell. That tends to mean laying workers, but they're at the bottom. So it could just be the fact that it's a young queen. I'm checking for the queen. If I can't see her, I'll shake them off and I'll show you what I mean. If you look inside the cells, you will see that there are multiple eggs at the bottom. Especially the one right dead center right there. Multiple eggs right at the bottom. Now, if the eggs were all over the show, all along the outer edges of the cells, then that to me would mean laying worker. But because they're right at the bottom, that just means that it's a queen that has a superpower and she wants to use it, but she doesn't have the bees to help her. Sometimes the queens are good queens, but they're just in a small colony and they need extra help to get to the stage where they can show off their skills. I'm just going to have a quick look for her. Okay. Right, so what I'm going to do is let's check. Let's frame. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a feeder on here. I'm not going to fill it yet. What I'm going to do though is put it on so I know where that these guys have got a feeder on and they're already raring to be fed. And then when I go through one of my stronger colonies over there, probably the breeder queen actually, because she's on 3 boxes, I'm going to take a frame of brood out of there and put it in here. The only ones you should do that with are capped brood. So you should only put capped brood in a small colony like this, because capped brood will heat itself up and keep itself warm. And doesn't need any looking after, so it doesn't put any extra strain on the bees. And then when those those young bees come out, they'll help and bolster the colony numbers. So what I'm going to do is put a feeder on there. So how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to get 6 feeders just in case. So I'm going to stick this on top. Oop, slippy. Just so the feeder's already there, and all I need to do is replace the frame and then start topping it up with food. Why aren't you going? There you go. Okay. So I'm going to clear a little spot, make it dry. See what it needs. F and B. Food and brood. I'm going to do a tick because there's a laying queen in there. Okay. So look at this one. Oh, this is a lot stronger. That's good. How's it hefting? It's still quite light, so I'm probably going to have to feed this one as well. Go back in. So let's have a look, see what we've got queen wise. Okay. So these guys have properlised things up quite well, so that's good. Right, so that is a frame of food. So I've got loads of food, so I don't really need to feed these guys right now. I'll still put a feeder on just because it'll come in when I'm actually doing the intensive feeding. And it stops them building in the roof if they do find like a nectar source as well. So let's do that. Budge across, scoot some wire. Not any eggs yet that I can see. Yeah, still no eggs. Quite a bit of food actually, so that's good. So have to be careful with this one because they've chewed it to bits for some reason. Still no eggs. So I don't think that this queen has come back yet. I'll give them 1 more week, and then if there's still nothing there, I'll shake them out. If you can see the queen then, that'd be good. Got loads of pollen and stuff like that, so what I can do is I can shake these out in front of another colony. They'll get the bees, and then any frames of food or pollen or anything like that that's in here, another colony can have. So I'm not going to put a feeder on this one right now because it's absolutely full of food. Decided. It'll also distinguish it from the others. Formic. Okay, so we'll do this one now. So this feels like it's got quite a lot of... Yeah, so... Okay, so this one was a queen that was still mated. So I didn't sell this queen or use the nuke, so... There's a bee stinging me. Go away. Ow. Yeah, so what they've done is they've built into the roof here. As you can see. That is full of honey though. They've got some brood over here. Yeah, it's looking great. Now all the bees are coming out now because I've just taken the honey comb away. So I'm just going to smoke them down. So all I want to see is make sure that they've got some worker brood. And then they should be okay just to leave until I can do some treatments. So that's why I'm smoking these guys quite heavily. Oh. Hang on, I think I can actually just see down the comb as it is. Right. Go on, stop trying to sting me. I know I've taken the money away, but I'll give it back to you in a second, alright? It's all over my hands. Do not want to get stung. Yep, so that is a lovely frame of brood there. Lovely cappings, all nice and good. Same on the other side as well. Yeah, I'm just going to close these up. These guys are fine. Got a load of honey in the roof. My guess is that they're going to be fine for winter as well. So, twist. Okay, right. So this alone hefts enough. So that's good. I don't think these guys need anything else from me, really. Oh. So when a nuke hefts 3 fingers, so I'll show you hefting quick because I may as well. So straighten your arm, nice and relaxed, and all you're doing when you're hefting is you're using your fingers to lift. So find a ledge, usually the floor or something. Just naturally hold on to it, and what you want to do is try and lift it with fingers at a time. So if you can lift it with 4 fingers, that's how heavy it is. That is quite a strain. Like this one here, it's quite light, so I can lift that with just 1 finger. But if I try to lift this with 1 finger, no chance. 2 fingers, just 3 fingers, a bit easier, and 4 fingers easier. That one, do it with 1 finger. So that's how you do. That's what hefting is. So you try and figure out how heavy a hive is just from a single finger. So if me lifting that means that maybe there's like less than a frame worth of food in there, of honey, because of this being 4, I would say that's at least like 2-3 frames worth of full of honey. So that's hefting fine. Generally when it comes to hives, when it comes to hefting them, when it goes into winter, you generally want them to feel like they're glued down, that you have to actually use your wrist to lift it up rather than, or your arm to lift it up rather than anything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry this off. There you go. Right, and then we've got this one. How's this hefting? Ready? So 4, 3 is hard, 2 is hard, no chance of 1. So how do you think that went? Do you think these guys have got a lot of food in? I do. Right, so they're in the roof there. They're trying to start building comb in there, but I don't think there's enough of a nectar flow. But that means that this colony is really strong. What I'll do is I will put a feeder on these ones just to stop them from building in the roof because it's a faff and a half. Right, so I'll just have a quick look, see if there's any eggs. I know I usually say to do it bottom first, but time is running out and I need to get cracking. Right. That's just food. I think the top frames will just be food, to be honest, but we'll find out. It's looking that way. I think I can see some larvae, not sure. Yeah, so we've got some larvae in here, lovely looking larvae and lots of eggs. So the queen here is definitely mating. They've got loads of food, so these guys just need a varroa treatment at some point soon, once I've done that research. And this colony is completely full. This is a really strong colony. That's good. Right. So when you're trying to put frames in and it's quite full, it's best not to push, just let the weight of the frame do the work, really. When it gets to this stage, it's a bit tighter, just a tiny bit of pressure. Just because then the bees have time to move out of the way. Right, I'm going to knock these in. And then put a feeder on top to stop them from filling the roof. There we go. See the comb that they're starting there? That could have been annoying. Right, smoke them down. Smoke, smoke, smoke. Go on, guys, get moving. And put a feeder on top. There we go. Done. So, tissue, got a tick, because that queen is in there. Right. Queen's in there, she needs some sort of winter treatment. Let's see what time we're on. Oh, 10 past 12, so I've got 4-ish hours, that's okay. Right, let's have a look for a queen in here. So as you can see, they're building in the rooftop there. So that means that they found some sort of nectar source. May have to leave these without a feeder, we'll see how they're doing. I'm going to go to the other side just because it's a little less awkward for me. Whoop. Oh, right. So they've filled this actually. They are weighing light though, so I don't know. This is a strong colony. They're filling all the box, so that's good. They're not filling it with food, so that's fine. That's what we want really, because we want to be able to give the queen some space to lay. But they're building in the roof, and I don't really want to do that. If I can stop it, I will. It's starting to rain a bit heavier now, and it's getting through the leaves of the canopy. So I'm starting to get a bit of a splash. Now I can't see any. That was a pretty central frame, and I can't see any eggs or anything. So have a look at this one. So we've got a queen cell here. No, it's a queen cup, there's no egg in it. Okay, that's fine. Sometimes they make queen cells out of desperation, even though there's no larvae, because they want to produce a new queen. But they've got no one there. So we've got some eggs though. We've got not many. 3 or 4 eggs. They're right at the bottom, so that means that there should be a queen in here. It could just be that she's only just got back from laying, from getting mated, and the bees were getting a bit worried. Oh, I'm getting battered by rain now. Okay. So she's laying eggs, but There's no larvae yet. I can't check that. Ugh! Well, I can't see any cat brood yet, so. And there's lots of queen cups. So the bees were definitely getting a bit worried. So there's a lot more eggs here now, and some larvae. Okay, so that's good. So what's going on with you? There's another queen cup. Yeah, so that's fine. I'm just going to leave these guys to it for now. I'll probably have to check again to make sure she's well mated. They seem to have enough food in the frames. They may not be hefting great, but there is enough food in the frames. It could just be that the food that's in there is just nectar, which is okay. Yeah. Right, I'll put this back. Again, just leave it to drop on its own. The bees will move out of the way in their own time. That means the thing will drop. And then make sure everything's pushed tight. Right, I'm going to tap this out. Oh, that rain's really starting up. I'm going to get drenched. Okay, tap. Get them out the roof if I can. Try again. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, so I'm going to smoke them away from the comb that's on the frames. Ugh, that rain just went right down my back. Lovely. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's properly coming down. I'm getting drenched. Right, and we're going to try and get the comb out from here. Right, come on, move. Out of the way, come on. Right. Oh, properly getting battered by rain now. Right, I'm going to stick a feeder on, just keep them out the roof. Put the roof back on. So after this I've got 4 colonies to do, so and then I may have to call it quits for the day. Because this rain is just getting really bad. Oh, so this colony's hefting really heavy. They're starting to go into the roof, which I'm not wanting really. But we'll have a look, see what we've got in the centre. I feel like I have to shout because the rain is so heavy, it's drowning out noise. I'm going to put a cardboard roof over my phone because it'd be getting wrecked. So this is just honey. Just a honey frame. See if any next to it I've got a brood in. If not, then I'll have to move down. This is just full of honey. Right, I'll have to check the frames below. Oh my god. Oh, it's horrible. Oh. Unfortunately, you got to do what you got to do. Oh, when it comes to this, smoke these guys down. Might go and hide out in my shed for a little bit, see if it dies down before I give up completely. Whoa. Right, okay, yep, found some worker brood, that's good. Healthy larvae, that's also good. I'd be amazed if I see the queen. I'm not particularly looking for her right now, but I may as well give her a quick glance. Yep, so this is full of eggs and stuff. This queen has come back from being mated and is doing really well. Right, I'm going to close her up. I'm going to put a feeder on just so they don't build in the roof. She doesn't particularly need feeding, I wouldn't say. But, yeah, it's always a nightmare getting them out of the roof. Let's comb up there. So, really fun. Right. Oh God. I'm getting soaked. Oh my God, this weather is horrible. Right, I'm going to be quick. Put this row treatment on as quick as I can. This is a strong colony. That's good. Oh, where's my tool? Right. I'm going to leave the crown board on just so they've got a bit of cover. Come on. If I can. Come on. There we go. Right, so this hive is already at the stage where it could probably get through winter because it's very heavy. Ooh. So, let's get this doing. Oh. Oh, right down my back. Oh dear. Right. Wiggle that down. Go on, girls, move out the way. Quick, quick. And then this on top. Done. So I've already checked this colony for queen rightness, and it was very queen right. Probably the oldest queen I've got, actually, these two. So all I literally need to do with these is just Formic Pro them. So this colony is also very full. That's good. Don't know how they're hefting, I'll heft them afterwards. The top box was heavy enough though. Oh my God, that's heavy. Oh, flipping heck. Oh. Right. Let's get these guys done. Whoop. Formic Pro. Oh, horrible. So when you do Formic Pro, put it perpendicular to the frames. I don't know if I mentioned that before. It means you're covering more frames at the same time. Oh my God, that's so heavy. So I'd say that this colony is pretty much sorted for winter. I just need to leave them to it now. Oh, I'll take the Formic Pro for 2 weeks, I'll be right. Right, last two. So the roof that I put on my phone to protect it from the rain is starting to fail. Cardboard seems to soak up water when it's a deluge like it is now. So when it's a 3-tier box, the instructions state to just put the Formic Pro in the normal place on the bottom brood box, and the smell of it should make its way up on its own. So I'm going to count it. Does this work? Oh my God. So this box is so heavy. Oh, flipping it. Oh, right. Let's break this one off. So this one's really heavy as well. So this colony's got 2 brood boxes absolutely jam-packed with honey. So this colony is done. In fact, I might have to steal some honey off them to feed the nukes and other colonies, because bees can have too much honey for winter. Out there. Put that there. Out there it goes. Like that. Now we're going to stick this back on. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh crap, it's the other way around it. It's like that. So next year I need to swap from the cold way to the warm way, just because it'll make it a bit easier to do manipulations with these boxes. Oh God. Right, that's that done. Last one, and I'm gonna hide until the rain hopefully dies down. Right. So this was that swarm. Break it apart. Oh, this is remarkably strong, this colony. Each floor is absolutely filled with bees. It's mad. Right. Oh, come on. Don't fail me now. Not the last hurdle. There we go. All right. Formic Pro going on. Why is that not sitting properly? So, this has some burr comb on the bottom, which is stopping it sitting properly on top of the Formic Pro, so I'm going to have to knock that down, which is annoying. So it's easier to get the comb off the top of the frames and the bottom. Because the bottom of the frames, sometimes if you push too hard, the frames can come out. And then when one frame comes out, they all come out. So right, so just try and pick up any of the comb I can. These will remove any extra comb that's fallen off. Right, plunk it down now. There we go, it's made a better seal. It's good. Right. Which way do you go? That way. Whoop. Oh. Right, that's me done at this apiary. Oh. The bees in the hives have been Formic Pro'd. The nukes have been checked. There's only 2 that don't have laying queens. So yeah, I'm going to wait and see what time it is when this rain dies off. But if not, I'm going to say bye now. Thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate it. If you like this content, hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, where I'm a bit drier, hit the subscribe button and have a look at my catalogue. I have 2 Facebook groups to do with beekeeping. One is Merseyside beekeeping, so if you're a Scouser or in the Merseyside area or can affect a Scouse accent, feel free to join. It's an open group and it's full of people who just want to help each other. I've got another one called Nonsensical Beekeeping, which has like 30 members on. It's not huge, but the more people that join, the better it'll get. Anyway, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I hope that you're somewhere drier than I am now. Bye-bye.